Hi there! This is the Oppo Reno 13 that I've been using for almost 15 to 20 days. I must say, this is one phone I just can't stop using. As creators, we get access to a lot of devices and we keep switching them so often that I've actually lost count. But this is probably the one I keep going back to. The reason is simple: the amazing user experience and the ergonomics. It's been a while since I've used a smartphone with just one hand. Realized it makes your day-to-day use so much more fun. Plus, it comes with IP69 rating, so you can literally dip it inside the pool and even take cool pictures. It's almost like an ideal package. However, it's not perfect. We'll talk about what's good and what's not, so you can decide we should buy the Oppo Reno 13 or not. Let's begin. So let me take you through a quick unboxing. Here's the retail packaging: Oppo Reno 13 5G. This is the 8GB RAM, 128GB ROM variant, and it comes in luminous blue color. Let's open it up. Inside we have another box that includes the paperwork that no one reads, a line texture semi-transparent silicone case. It actually looks so cool. The phone itself, a SIM ejector pin, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and an 80-watt charging brick. Alright, let's have a quick look at the build and design. So here is the luminous blue color that looks very suave. But my favorite part is the form factor. Just 7.2 mm thin and weighs just 181 grams. You barely feel like you're holding anything. So amazing. The back is glass with an aluminium metal frame. You can also spot the antenna bars if you look closely. It comes with a matte finish and doesn't attract any fingerprints, but slight smudges at times. Overall, it's still very clean. Just gorgeous. Triple camera setup, 50 megapixel Sony sensor with OIS, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a depth sensor for portraits. On the top is the top firing speaker with an infrared sensor. On the side are the power standby and the volume rockers. At the bottom is a secondary down firing speaker, USB-C port, a microphone, and a SIM tray that can house dual 5G nano SIM cards. Sadly, no slot for SD card expansion, so I would suggest you get the higher storage variant if possible. This is 128GB, so I think it might fall short. Anyway, it's entirely your call. Also, Oppo has taken the IP rating to the next level, IP68 and IP69 rating. So you can put it under a tap or running water and it will be just fine. Best part, you can actually take it with you in the pool as well and capture underwater images and videos. Ain't that cool? Surprisingly clear images with so much more detail. I'm sure this is something everyone wants to explore on their next holiday. But keep in mind, no brand, including Oppo, will cover this under warranty just in case of water damage. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they've tested enough and it's quite safe. But just in case there is a problem, you'll have to bear the cost to repair. So be careful. Alright, let's talk about the camera. So here are some shots taken from the rear 50 megapixel sensor. I must say, very impressive color science. Not too vibrant, but more tuned to look natural. Of course, you can use filters, but these are straight off the camera. The dynamic range is also quite good. Blue skies, even on a bright sunny day, that would usually get washed out. Here are some shots taken indoors. The dynamic range indoors is also quite good. Here are some taken in low light. Thanks to OIS, you get mostly blur-free images. Very clear with good detail. Then here are some portrait shots. Oppo nails the edge detection and skin tones, providing a very cinematic look. Here are some ultra-wide shots. Now, even though just 8 megapixel, the details captured are very impressive. Here are some more. Then here's a 4K 60 FPS video recording from the rear camera. It's very clear and above all, very stable for a handheld video. Also glad to see 60 FPS video recording support, so super smooth videos. Then you get the usual AI features. First is to enhance the quality of the image. Then you have an AI eraser, which we all know is to erase the person or something you don't want. And I can tell you, it does a fab job. Almost perfect. Then unblur to make shaky images look crisper. And finally, my favorite, remove reflections. So for example, this image has a glass reflection. It analyzes it for a couple of seconds and there you go. All the glare is gone. Isn't that amazing? These small things actually show us the true power of AI. Then here are some selfies shot from the front 50 megapixel sensor. I mean, the details and the clarity are so impressive. It's also quite wide for group selfies, which looks so good. Check out some portrait selfies. Don't they look amazing? So here's a video recording from the front camera of the Oppo Reno 13, and this is with sound focus mode turned on. which basically enhances the audio as well. Also nice to know that you get 4K 60 FPS video recording from the front camera. It's not something you see very often on phones like these. So that's a great job by Oppo. Also, the audio that you're hearing right now is being recorded from the mics of this phone. When it comes to the cameras, the Reno 13 doesn't disappoint. Overall, the quality is really good. Also, 4K 60f video recording for the front and rear camera, which is truly amazing. Not something we see even at phones at this price. Coming to the display. So we get a 6.59-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 2760 by 1256 pixels. The size is just perfect, not an mm bigger or smaller. The color reproduction is super vibrant and punchy. Even the smallest text is clearly visible. It comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, and I've been using this for a couple of days. No scuffs or scratches at all. Also, special mention to the ultra slim bezels. If you look closely, there are barely any bezels. They're super thin, and the best part is that they're equally aligned on all the sides. Just amazing. Then on the top is a punch hole notch housing the 50 megapixel front selfie camera. Then watching movies and videos is so amazing fun as the content goes edge to edge. Simply amazing. It comes with HDR support, so supported content is more brighter and vivid. You'll just love it. Then we also tested the YouTube app. Again, HDR content supported and looks really fab. Plus, 4K 60fps videos will stream without any lag or stuttering. Enjoy watching content to the fullest. When it comes to the audio, we get dual stereo speakers. There's one on the top and there's one at the bottom. Let's see how it sounds.
Survival is a long shot.
Wow, that sounded really nice. It's loud, it's clear, and it's actually pretty good audio fidelity for phone speakers. Oh, and yes, with dual stereo speakers, watching action scenes becomes so much more immersive. Something you have to experience as well.
Is that Bucky? It's the Winter Soldier.
It doesn't have a headphone jack, which I always miss on phones, but then in return you get IP68 and IP69 rating, which is something I would take any day instead of the headphone jack. Let's have a quick look at the OS and the user experience. So the first thing that grabs my attention is the super smooth and well optimized 120Hz refresh rate. Other good thing I like about this phone is that you can use this phone literally with one hand. Because the display is not too big and it's not too small, you can kind of reach every place with just one hand, which is absolutely amazing. Now as we dive into the settings, go all the way down to about devices. It's running Android 15 out of the box. Plus, Oppo promises 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of software patches, which is just amazing. And yes, of course, it's running Color OS 15, which also is really nice. Overall, the user experience is buttery smooth, which I just mentioned earlier. Absolutely love it. But what I really don't like is the amount of bloatware apps that come along. Oh my god, the games and the unwanted apps are so many, including hot apps and hot games. So what you can do is you come in here, go into the settings, and you can disable hot apps and hot games from here, which is again a lifesaver. There you go, it's gone. And of course, the apps that you don't need or the games that you don't need simply can be uninstalled. So it is one process that you need to do, but apart from that, it's really well optimized and easy to use. Oppo also brings a feature where you can share live images and more to iOS devices using the OConnect app. It's still a little finicky because the iPhone user needs to have the OConnect app, which might make you feel, why don't I rather WhatsApp the image? It's a move in the right direction and can be convenient, but still take it with a pinch of salt. Coming to the hardware. So the Oppo Reno 13 is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8350, which is a 4nm chipset and performs like a flagship. It blazes through your day-to-day tasks like a breeze. Almost flawless user experience. Then it also comes with Oppo's self-developed X1 chip for network superiority. Basically, better Wi-Fi, lesser chances of call drop, and better network connectivity. Again, it's really hard to test it, but in my experience, very rarely did I experience any network issues. Then the variant we have came with 8GB LPDDR5X RAM with 8GB virtual RAM expansion support, giving you a total of 16GB RAM on board. Apps launch almost instantly. Multitasking is super snappy. And the best part, most recently used apps are still in memory thanks to that abundance of RAM. Check that out. Then we also ran the Antutu benchmark and it scored at 11,25,000. Pretty good, I would say. Then the variant we have came with 128GB of storage with storage type UFS 3.1. We ran the speed test for that as well and we got 1911 MB read and 1152 MB write, which is good, but I wish that the write speed was a little faster. Anyway, let's talk about gaming. So we played everyone's favorite BGMI and to my surprise, I got 90 FPS gaming experience. It felt so good. Everything was super snappy and smooth. However, the device did heat up, but not to the extent that it became uncomfortable. Very much playable. Some drop frames here and there, but still no lag. The performance stood really strong when it came to gaming even for long hours. Maybe you can turn down the graphics a notch, say 60 FPS for a more reliable gaming experience. But still I'd say, super solid in the gaming department. Alright, coming to the battery. So even in such a thin and small form factor, Oppo was able to pack a 5600 mAh battery, which would be almost impossible to kill in one day. Stellar optimization, I would say. Plus, with an 80-watt charger, you can get to about 50% in 20 minutes and 0 to 100% in just 47 minutes. Incredible. This phone is solid in the battery department. Alright, let's address some cons. Well, actually they're not cons, but there are definitely other phones at this price that offer better specs on paper. Like the OnePlus 13R, you get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, which is blazing fast in comparison. Then also this phone lacks Dolby Vision support. But then the 13R comes with a smaller 5000 mAh battery. Here you get 5600. Basically, there's no perfect phone. For me, it's never the specs, it's the experience. And frankly, this is where the Reno 13 aces. Solid performance, solid looks, IP69 rating with solid battery life. The Reno 13 5G is available in two variants, 8GB and 128 and 8 plus 256 and starts at 37,999. There are multiple card offers which you can check out. I'll share the links of all the variants along with its color options below in the description. If you'd like to buy one, this one is definitely worth checking out. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.